This is Mitch Ward. I'm going to critique the TPACK lesson plan draft of Mackenzie. First things I'm going to clear up are going to be the grammar, language, and completion aspects. I already have some comments off to the side here talking about this, but I'm going to address them again really quickly, because honestly the only problems with the writing are a few commas that can be repositioned or deleted, a spelling error or two. Otherwise, there's no issues with the writing. And I can already tell, I've read through it a few times, the amount of thought and effort put into this. It's a very complete web quest. Even in the draft phase, I feel like it can be readily implemented or practiced in a classroom without any real issues. So it's already in a good state, and as it moves into the final stage, it can only get better. In terms of the standards, all of these are deliberately done, and they will come up into play later. The plan, of course, is about learning the seasons and researching into them and compiling a live binder, which we've done in our class as well. All the standards are in order and compiled well. I have no problems with how they're implemented and how the teacher will use them. The technology, I believe, is appropriate, and the way that they'll be demonstrated. There's a lot of involved here where the teacher can answer questions, students can help out each other, create a really good cooperative classroom atmosphere, and really facilitates the familiarization with these new technologies. Now, I'm going to have to check again because I've already gone over. I do like the technology used. I feel like it's very appropriate for what's going on. I actually do want to bring one thing up, is that I think that because this is a third grade classroom, you do have to take into account when it comes into turning kids loose to make sort of kind of ambitious, in all honesty, research project that they all know how exactly to source things, how exactly to look things up, because you never know the intelligence in terms of technological intelligence that you're going to have present in your class. You might have some kids that have already done research. You might have some kids who they don't have access to the internet at home yet. That is still a problem in this day and age. So you might have to make it even more explicit how exactly they're going to go through this. Maybe spend some time instructing them how you can look things up, what a good, valuable source looks like. I think that can be fit into the lesson. I don't think you'll be pressured too much for time there. But I feel like live binder and how the teacher demonstrates it and how the students use it is very appropriate for the lesson, and it works in with the skills that you're trying to do. It opens up for creativity and the sort of other standards that you have around there. In terms of the logical connections, the rationale down here, which I've already sort of looked over, address a lot of the Bloom's taxonomy, and you explain how exactly that works. And if you read through the lesson plan and all of the processes, it all becomes very obvious how they're going to come into play. I will say, I may have missed it, but I don't think I did. I didn't see too much in terms of pedagogy, unless it was this multiple intelligences blurb here. But I felt like that was more of aspects that the lesson plan is targeting, now not how exactly it's taught. Because down here it says it includes it, but doesn't necessarily make clear what is being included. If you could make that a bit more explicit, that would be useful. The Bloom's is fine, but in terms of how exactly you're going to teach and that sort of thing, I think that can be made even more clear. But as I've already said, I've gone through all these points here. It's very complete. It's well written. I think that the standards are implemented well. Everything really used is appropriate. I would work on the rationale, if anything. That'd be what I would be focusing on, and as well as to make sure everything in it is connected. I can already tell that this has been plotted pretty precisely, but if you can just iron out those kinks, it'll be a much more effective lesson plan. So make the rationale a lot more clear, and tie up everything, and I think this will be a ready lesson plan. I can't wait to see what it looks like when it is finished.